Hello and welcome. I am No Coffee, No Life. Today, we're going to be using a pre-existing house as a template for building a camp. We are on the edge of the forest and the ash heap, near the Nuka-Cola plant. You can see it right behind me. The house that we're going to use as our template is just across the street, and it's the house with a dapper roach. You know, the roach that has a little hat and a cane, and coincidentally also has a wedding ring, if you are looking for one. But I digress. Let's get started on the build. We're going to lay the foundations of our camp. Let's get these foundations in place as the Benevolent Mothman looks on. You can see him off there in the back. I can't tell if he's approving of my choices or not, but we're going to say he approves of my build and let him hang out back there. And if he gets angry, he can just sulk under the trees. The core of this house is going to be 2x2. And once we have the roof set for it, the roof that is across the street to our build as closely as we can. Obviously, we can't get the same angle as the roof across the street, but we can get the same shape, relatively speaking. But once we do that, we're going to expand it out. 2 more foundations on the side facing the woods and our sulky Mothman, and then on the back end of the house we'll put an additional 3 foundations to make a porch. Even though we only have so much to work with, we can get this done and it's gonna look really nice. As you can see, I've been dithering a little bit on these peaks, and that's because you should have the interior facing inside as opposed to outside for these. It'll make your life a lot easier when you go to place the roof, because if you have them facing inside, you might have issues when you go to put that roof on. But each of these sides should have 2 top arch walls on them. Once you have all the top arches set, your building should look like this, which is as close as we can get to how that house across the street looks, generally speaking. Now we're going to put the roof pieces on. It's just the simple angled roof that Bethesda has deigned to give us. Nothing fancy. It's with the base game. This is all we get. We're going to put these first 4, and it would be really wonderful if we could have snapped them, the next set of 4, if we could snap them on where it wants to snap, but it's not going to let us because obviously it would be conflicting with the roof pieces that we just put on. We're going to have to burn the roof pieces, and to get up there, I'm going to use a porch piece because I don't want to spend another 30 minutes stacking items on top of each other to try to get to the roof so that I can place the flame trap so that I can burn a roof. I just don't want to do it. I'm just gonna plop this thing down and burn away. Once you've got your scaffolding in place, see my lovely scaffolding, you can set your flamethrower trap down and burn the roof away. Burn all of it away. You're gonna have to go obviously around the structure to burn all these roofs. What now? Go bother some cultists. Anyways, you're gonna have to go around the structure to burn all the roof pieces, but eventually you will get them all burnt. And once you do, the building will look like this. And you can finally slap those 4 additional roof pieces on to the roof the other way. So this is what we have right now. This is going to be the side of the house, and these 3 foundations will make up the porch. We're going to place flat roof pieces over the porch, and we'll enclose it with regular fences. It goes through a couple of changes before I finally decide on that configuration that I just described. I'm going to build out the entrance or the front part of this house, the entryway, and I'm placing this foundation so that I can snap a stair. I'm going to use the new bridge pieces that are in the shop to make the entrance of my house. It has the same roof shape of the house that we're using as a template across the street, and I want that arch to be somewhere on this house. And this is the only way I can really get it. Right, Benevolent Mothman? I guess you agree with me. Well, we're gonna go with that you agree with me, and we're gonna close off this bedroom. We're gonna put the walls up and eventually double wall the exterior of the entire house. We're going to have a bit of a kerfluffle here with the front entrance because it's going to conflict, so we're gonna have to move it, then double wall the exterior. Once that's done, we'll place the roof pieces on top of the extension, and once those pieces are in place, we'll close off the exterior. This is what it looks like. We're going to change the interior walls to brick. Once we're done finalizing the interior walls, all that's left is to put curtains in the windows, and after that, it's really all decoration on the interior, and I'm going to show you what I did right now. Here's the completed build. I've decorated the exterior and the interior. I put a tree or two down, but you don't really need to. This is still the forest, even though it's right on the edge of the forest and the ash heap. But let's go ahead and take a look inside, shall we? This is going to be pretty quick because it's not like it's a giant camp. It's pretty straightforward. We're going to open up the front door, and as you can see, I've used a defensive wall to narrow the entranceway, and I've decorated it with a surly elf and a cat longing for a fish in the light. I'm going to go inside. It's a simple little eating area and a compact living room. And now I've cluttered it up, and I've actually extended out the wall space by using one of the stash boxes. It's that shelf/drawered box. And you can see it. It's pretty massive, and it makes for a nice half wall to close off a space. And I've decorated the kitchen. I'm using a grill for my cooking area, and I've piecemealed the kitchen together, and of course we have a lovely view of the Nuka-Cola bottling plant. We also have a pantry, and I covered how to build one of these in the creepy cabin build, and I'll put a link to it here so that you can see how to do it for yourself. Oh look, it's as barren as Bethesda's current content. Oh, let's try that again, shall we? Let's go right on back and see if we can't dig up something to put in there, right? Let's go see. Let's see if the content fairies have come by and filled up our pantry with things. We'll take a look at the lovely display and that lovely pennant that everybody who set foot on the PTR got. And we'll look out this window and close it again. Oh look, I think the content fairies have come by. We've got our shelves once again, still cluttered. And look, the pantry is stocked and ready for us. That's going to be December, friends. That's going to be December for us when they have the Mothman event, you know, and the new scoreboard, which we're going to have to grind down out again. Do I sound a little upset about that? Perhaps. But that's for another video. So you can see the current lovely scoreboard over there on the right, and here's our desk area with some stuffed mounted creatures on the wall and a fireplace and, you know, a newsstand with some magazines, some comics, and a little sleeping area with some sheep squatches lurking underneath the bed. You know, the simple things. Let's go outside to the porch so you can see what I did there. And here's what it looks like, its final version, with its workbenches and another stash on the wall and some seats so you can enjoy the view, and an armorer's workstation. And that's the build. That's the entirety of it. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. I enjoyed making this build, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. I hope you learned something from it, more importantly. If you like what you see here, then click on that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're aware when new videos release. But until next time, happy building in the wasteland. Go home, Mothman. Go home.